A bit of a quick fire, if you want. Alright. Is it difficult to shoot objects at a long distance?
Depends what long distance is, but no.
Like a K?
No.
No. Okay. What weapon systems have you used the most?
338 operationally in Afghan, and M3M in the aircraft.
Is everyone, like, do you have a choice when you go to Afghan of like what rifle you want to use?
You could take a 7.62 or a 338 predominantly. You don't really have a choice on 50 cal. That's sort of SF's route. That really, I've got a couple of mates at SF now, and they've got 6 different weapon systems that they can use, but snipers.
Really?
But within the Marines, no. It's probably going to be a 338 when I was in. Yeah.
Is there any follow-up courses you can do as a successful sniper?
You can try and get Scout Sniper over in the States if you can get it. That's meant to be a mega course to do as well. But apart from that, no, there wasn't when I was there.
What country snipers do you rate the most?
British, genuinely without a doubt.
Why would that be?
It is renowned as being the toughest military course in the world. So that's it.
Do you get like people coming from different countries?
Yeah, you do get different countries coming over. Although I don't think we certainly didn't have any, but you do get some Dutch coming over, I'm sure. And at the end of the day, UKSF do our Royal Marines Sniper course.
Do they?
Yeah, they don't do their own. They do.
So they have designated snipers, or
yeah. So you could be a sniper as a Marine, then go down to pool and then be a sniper, or you could be a lad who's passed selection and then does a sniper course from pool, but you'd come back to Livingston to do a Royal Marines Sniper course before going back to pool.
Wow, that's amazing. How many candidates attend the Royal Marines Sniper aptitude?
Well, it depends, because each unit will have its own. So that maybe they go, right, well, you've got 8 placements from 42, 45, 40 of FPG, you've got 5 or whatever. So they will do their own aptitudes within that and then extract the 8. But as a general rule, I was always told it's 50% of people who apply will pass, and then whether they actually pass to be put forward is another matter. I think his personality is probably quite a big one.
Yeah.
Obviously mine's pretty good.
Yeah, clearly. Yeah. What's the longest shot you've ever done, like with a target?
We did like warning shots way over 2k in Afghan.
When you'd land?
Yeah, you'd see the boat there. Well, you wouldn't see the splash, it was too far away really. But it's ridiculous distances. And the problem is you don't really get the crack thump at that distance either. You just see a splash. But yeah, for actually hitting targets, we did a mile on the range. Be hitting targets at a mile on the range. Not first time, but you could, again, using the Mistral, you can adjust.
Yeah.
You've always got your spotter, so wherever your scope is the same scope as what your spotter has. He just has a times 50 magnification. Leopold, it was called. It's a times 50 magnification scope, so they could really zoom in on the target and then put the crosshairs on the target and see where it landed and make their adjustments to you. So you go right, 2 left, 2 right, 2 up on your elevation, deflection, fire again.
Yeah.
So you'd be quite quick to go again.
And are they trained snipers?
Yeah. All long range rifles. But yeah. Normally, actually, the observer's normally the more experienced sniper.
Right. What's the longest time you've ever spent in the field?
I suppose probably when we were in Garbasia, it was probably I want to say 6 weeks or something like that. I can't even remember. 6 weeks. If you go back to a fob, not like in an OP as such. OP is probably a week.
A week in a
about 5 days, something like that.
Are all snipers tapped in the head?
Got to be a little bit. Yeah.
That was my own question. How easy is it, like, to get onto the snipers course?
It's not.
Quite tricky.
I was lucky. I was very lucky to get it. It's not easy now.
Can reservists be snipers? Do you
know? We had a reserves on our sniper course. Did really, really well. I think you might have finished top or second. So yeah.
Obviously, prior to it, is there anything they can be doing to improve their chances if they got onto a course?
From being a Royal Marine already.
Yeah.
Exactly what I did. So when I went up to 4 or 5, found myself open space to go and learn navigation and map reading. And even once I passed my snipes, I still didn't feel 100% confident. I used to get the MT department to drop me off 12k away, and I'd navex my way home, hitting certain points, hitting certain mud lines, hitting certain crosses in rivers. Like, get confident get good with something and get confident within that subject, within that area, so that you're bulletproof with it.
Yeah.
So never think,
I'm good at that.
I'm good at that. like better yourself every time. Always go and try and do a little bit more map reading to try and find it a bit tighter. Try and maybe do your route selection and look at your map two times less than what you would ordinarily. Try and whatever it is, test yourself at night. Go out in a safe location to start with, certainly, but always really, but certainly to start with, in a nice safe location in the night, and go and find points, and build your confidence up. Yeah, never get complacent. Never think you've nailed it. That's you. You're done, because you've not. There's always stuff to learn. Always.
Would you say map reading is like one of the biggest skills to know as a sniper?
Yeah, navigation, I would say. Map reading, and sort of understanding the lay of the land. Yeah, so what does it look like on a map? What's it look like? How can I use, based on what I can see here, to walk and stay out the elements or whatever? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So map appreciation.
Is it mentally harder or physically harder being a sniper?
Mentally, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be switched on for the amount of time that you need to be switched on, when it's easy to switch off. It does definitely have its physical demanding times, but so does being a bootneck in general. So I would say, the mental aspect.
Yeah. What phys did you have to do for the aptitude?
Sniper. So it was like a 12-mile yomp in, speed march in, was one of them, and then it was like a bit like, it was circuit, then swimming, then it was a bit of everything. It was just basically get you goosed and then put you in the arena, basically. So
while you're drained, can you still...
so you're tired, and now we're going to go and do some skills, kind of thing. It wasn't really like thrashings as such. It was just long time on task. Yeah, basically. I did for my helicopter snipers. I just used to say to them, right, we're going for a run, and there's a feature outside of Fast Lane. I used to hammer them up it. I'd be like, there's no reason why you shouldn't be in front of me. One thing you can always do in the Royal Marines is look after your fitness.
Yes,
that is it. You can be crap at everything else, but there's no excuse for you not being fit, because it's down to you to get off your lazy arse and go and do it, particularly after you've obviously passed out.
Nothing worse than a fat Marine.
No, there isn't. I used to do my head in, and so it could have been the best guy in the world as far as skills, but if he was lazy enough to let himself go to a point where he wasn't capable of getting up the hill, in the middle of the group, I'd bin him off. Yeah. So keep your fitness up.
Yeah. What's the toughest thing you've ever faced? I imagine as a sniper.
When you're in the role, you don't think about it, you don't see it, but afterwards, on reflection, the decisions that you have to make of when you go bang, essentially. Yeah. So when you're going to pull a trigger, you don't think of implications because you're just doing the job. But then afterwards, you can think about the implications of it, and particularly if some of those sort of contacts where difficult to say this, but the fighting age of guys in Afghan and Iraq is somewhat different to over here. You'll have 12-year-olds fighting over there. We had an Afghani police officer, Afghani sort of police guy. He had a weapon and he was 12. You know what I mean? But they equally have the same thing, and ultimately sometimes you've got to eliminate a threat, haven't you? So those decisions really, I would say, but like I say, in the moment it's not there. You don't. It's just, that's a threat, don't deal with it. That's not okay. That's fine. Great, move on. It's a constant analysis of dealing with situations as it's unfolding, and then sort of I suppose dealing with it from this perspective later if you need to. But like I said earlier, I genuinely don't have a problem with anything.